In this video, I'll show you step by step how to get started with the email marketing software ActiveCampaign. And this is what I'll be covering: how to get a 14-day free trial and set up your account, how to import your contacts to ActiveCampaign, how to create a form where people can sign up for your email list, how to build an email automation sequence, and how to send out newsletter emails to your email subscribers. I leave timestamps to all the steps down below in the description so you can jump around or come back to certain parts later on. This is a step-by-step tutorial that is designed so that you can set up your ActiveCampaign account alongside watching this tutorial, so that at the end of watching this video you have set up your ActiveCampaign account and also your email marketing system within ActiveCampaign. Now, ActiveCampaign offers a 14-day free trial that you can use to test out all the features before you decide on a paid plan. So let's get started. The first step is to go down to the description of this video and click on the first link that you find there. That link will take you to the website of ActiveCampaign where you can sign up for a free trial account. So do that now and we'll move on from there. So the first link in the description will take you to this page of ActiveCampaign where we can sign up for a free account. The sign up process is really simple. You just have to follow along with the instructions that they give us here. So the first thing we need to do is type in our email address to start our account. So I'm just going to type in one of my email addresses because I already have an account with ActiveCampaign, so I'm just going to use a new email. So type in your email and click start your free trial. Okay, so the next step is to type in our names. So just type it in here and click next step. Then we need to type in our phone number. So I'm just going to do that real quick and then click next step. Okay, so now they want to have some information about our business. This is just so they get to know their customers a little bit better so they can improve their product. So just type in whatever applies to you. I'm just going to give them the information that I am doing online training education and I only have one employee, which is myself. And then I have almost 5,000 contacts, so between 2,500 and 5,000. But again, just type in or select whatever applies to you. And then click next step. Okay, so now they want to know what kind of goals we'd like to achieve with our ActiveCampaign account. This again is just for them. So for me, it's to create a more personalized and automated customer journey and build and send more targeted and segmented emails. Then I'm going to click next step. And here they want to have information about what tools we are currently using. You can also skip this step if you don't want to spend any time choosing those tools. So I'm just going to click skip step. Then we have to choose a password. Make sure it's a strong password and also one that you can remember. Then we click take me to my account. And that's already it. We have now signed up for a 14-day free trial with ActiveCampaign. We didn't need to give them any credit card information. They will be asking for that once your trial runs out after the 14 days. You're going to have to choose a paid plan if you decide to keep using ActiveCampaign. So as we've just started a new account with ActiveCampaign, they give us this Getting Started tab on the top left here, where we see one of 8 things that we should do to get started with our ActiveCampaign account. And actually most of the stuff that you see here we're going to cover in this tutorial, so don't need to worry about that tab right here. So we're going to create a list, which is already created actually, and we're going to import our contacts, we're going to build an automation, we're going to create a form, we're going to create a campaign. And what we're not going to do is the bottom 3 things. So they set up a pipeline, track your activity on your website, and integrate apps apart from maybe integrating a landing page application to your ActiveCampaign account so that you can get your contacts in your ActiveCampaign account from your landing page. But other than this, you don't need to worry about the Getting Started tab here because most of it we're going to cover in this tutorial. And if at some point you want to come back to this tab, just click on the Getting Started and you will see this checklist again. So what we're going to start off with is just clicking on the top left here on the ActiveCampaign logo, which will take you to the ActiveCampaign dashboard that you see whenever you log into your ActiveCampaign account. And I'm not going to cover what everything here is because mostly it's self-explanatory. And right now, not a lot is going on because This is a new ActiveCampaign account, and we don't already have a lot of activity in our account. But what you see is just an update of how your marketing is going. So how many contacts you have, how many contacts you have gained, how your campaigns are doing. And you also have like a live update when somebody subscribes to your email list and all that stuff. You can do a lot of things here. You can also adjust your dashboard however you want to. But what we're going to focus on in this tutorial is more to set up your ActiveCampaign account. And you'll see along the way, once you start using ActiveCampaign, that this dashboard will start to live, and you will see the information there. And after like a couple of months, you can just adjust your dashboard however you want to. So on the left side here, you see an overview of the menu of the different features that ActiveCampaign has. And along this tutorial, I will cover some of them. On the bottom here, you have the settings and also your account settings if at some point you need to change anything. What's also very cool is the support. So if you go to the bottom right, you're going to see the help icon here. So whenever you don't know how to do something, which probably is going to happen when you set up your email marketing, then I would suggest, or I would encourage you to actually go ahead and contact the support, tell them what you want to do, because it's hard to find something that you can't do with ActiveCampaign. It's a very powerful software, especially for email automation. So make sure to just click on this help sign here, click on contact us, and then just type in your question in the description here. And sometimes they will hop on a live chat with you, and sometimes when there's nobody around, they will get back to you via email pretty quickly. And a lot of the time when you have something more complex that you want to do, they also send you like a tutorial video inside of your account where they show you exactly how to do whatever you want to do. So make sure you make use of the support here. But that's basically how ActiveCampaign is structured. You have the menu on the left side here, and that's what you're going to use to navigate through ActiveCampaign. So the first thing that we need to do is add a physical address to your ActiveCampaign account, because ActiveCampaign doesn't allow you to send out emails without a physical address at the bottom of every email, because by law it's required that you have a physical address of your company at the bottom of your emails. So to do that, we're going to click on settings on the bottom left corner, and then we're going to click on addresses on the top left. Then we need to add at least one address. So we're going to click on add an address on the top right. And I'm just going to invent something here, but for you, obviously, it should be your real company address, and everybody will see that at the bottom of the marketing emails that you will be sending out. So I'm just going to invent something here. I'm going to type in example company. All right, so once you've filled that out, click on add address, and that's already done. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the dashboard by again clicking on the top left side on the ActiveCampaign logo. That will take us back to our dashboard, and we also see the menu on the left side. So what we're going to do now is click on lists to see if you already have an email list set up. And as you see, the master contact list is already set up for us in our new ActiveCampaign account. So you don't actually need to create a new list. You can use that list. If you want to change the name of it, just click on the arrow on the right side here and then click on edit. And then you can change the name to whatever you want to, and also your list description or your list URL. But it doesn't really matter, I think, so I'm just going to leave it like it is, and I'm going to close it down. You actually only need one list most of the time, because you can segment your contacts by adding different tags, which I'm going to show you how to do in this tutorial. So this is the list where all of our email contacts will be saved on once they get on our list by importing them, or by if they actually sign up on our form or on our landing page. All right, so now that we have set up our ActiveCampaign account, we're ready to get our contacts onto our email list. And depending on your specific situation, you might want to skip some parts of the tutorial that are going to come up next. Again, you'll find timestamps to all the steps down below in the description of this video, so just skip ahead to the next part if something doesn't apply to you. So first I'm going to show you how to import your existing contacts to your ActiveCampaign account. So if you already have an email list and you're switching from another provider, I'm going to show you how to import your existing list. Then I'm going to show you how to create a form that you can then put on your website where people can enter their information and sign up to your email list. So if you're giving away a lead magnet on your website, just put that form under your website or in your website so that people can give you their information and you can send them whatever you're giving away. And some of you might not have a website, so what you're probably going to use is a landing page to get people onto your email list. And as ActiveCampaign doesn't have a landing page builder, you're going to want to use a third-party software to build that landing page and then integrate that landing page with your ActiveCampaign account. And I'm going to show you how to integrate your landing page builder to your ActiveCampaign account so that when somebody signs up on your landing page that you created with ClickFunnels or Kartra or some other provider, and then they automatically get onto your email list inside of your ActiveCampaign account. So again, just watch the part that is relevant for you and skip ahead by clicking on the timestamps down below in the description if something doesn't apply to you. So this part is for the people that already have an email list and they want to import that email list into your GetResponse account. So we're already on the list section here. If you're not here, just click on lists on the left side here, and then you get to your overview where you see your lists. Like we've already noticed, we already have a master contact list in our account. And to import our existing contacts, what we're going to do is click on import contacts on the right side here. And then we have some different options to import our contacts. So we can either just click on the copy paste your contacts here and what's that? Okay, agree. Thank you very much. Okay, so we can click on the copy and paste your contacts, which is a field where you can manually import your contacts. But most of you are not going to want to use that tool because you have a large email list of maybe 1,000 or even more people. And so you want to export your email list as a CSV file. So go to your other email marketing provider, and if you don't know how to do this, just go to ask their support how to export your email list. And then you will export it as a CSV file, as you see here. And then we can import that CSV file to our ActiveCampaign account. So once you have that CSV file, just click on import from file, and then we're gonna look for that file. I have prepared an example file here, and then you click on open, and that will import our existing email list into our ActiveCampaign account. And then we have some different fields to map. So if we check how that document looks in our CSV file, you see that it has different columns. So here, let me just make that a little bit bigger. You see that it has an ID, it has a campaign name, it has the name of the person with the email, it has the email itself. It has a lot of different information that we can import here. And you have to tell ActiveCampaign what information you actually want to import. And in my case right now, all I'm interested in is basically their name and their email address, because that's all I'm going to use for my email marketing. But maybe you want to use some other, you want to import some other information as well, like maybe you have their IP address or their location that you want to import as well. And you want to make sure that what's here on the left side actually makes sense on the column on the right side. So for example, the name column is for me, I want to tell ActiveCampaign that whatever is under name, this is the first and the last name, because when I get people's contact, I always just ask for the name, and whatever they can type in their first name or their full name, doesn't really matter. So when I send in a customized email with the name, I just use the first and last name tag. So I'm just gonna choose first and last name, and then email. It already recognizes that the email is the email address, obviously. And then you want to scroll down, and what we have here, it already assigned the birth date to the subscribe date, which doesn't make sense. So you want to make sure that you either change that to birth date, but I think it's not available here. So you can either create a new field and say, okay, that's the birth date, or I don't care about their birth date, so I'm just going to click on do not import this field, because I don't ask for the birth date anyway, so I don't really have that information anyway. Then I'm going to scroll down and you see last update. It says last name, which is wrong as well, so I'm just going to click on do not import this field as well. So once you've done that, you're going to scroll all the way down, and then you have to select the list that you want to import those contacts to. So as we've seen, we only have one list, so we're going to choose the master contact list for our email list. And then if you want, you can also add some tags. So let's say now it's July 2020. Maybe you just type in July 2020. That's the import of July 2020. Or if that's like a specific list, like let's say that's your customer list, then you can say customer and then a specific product, so that you know who those contacts are. So let's say you want to send out an email about a specific topic that's only for your customers, then you can filter your addresses by this tag. So if that makes sense for you, just add a tag here. I'm just going to leave it because I only have, it's just an example, so I'm just not going to add any tags here. And then as we don't have any contacts already, it doesn't make sense to update existing contacts because we don't have any. So I'm just going to leave that as it is. And then I'm going to click on import now. So that might take a little while depending on how large your email list actually is. And then once it's finished, we're going to check if those people are actually on our email list now. So now it says that it is completed. So we're going to go to the left side again, click on lists. And then we see our master contact list, and we see now that we have 7 active contacts, which is our own email address and the 6 that we have just imported. All right, so that's how we import our email list into our ActiveCampaign account. Okay, so what I'm going to show you how to do now is how to create a sign-up form that you can then put on your website, where people can enter their name, email address, phone number, whatever you want to ask for, and then it will import that contact to your email list within ActiveCampaign. Again, this is for people that actually have a website and they can put a form onto their website, and not for people who want to use a landing page. If you want to use a landing page and you don't want to use a website, then I suggest you use another software to create that landing page. And then I'm going to show you after this one how to integrate that landing page with ActiveCampaign. But for now, let's go ahead and create a form that you can put on a website. Again, if you don't want to do that, then just skip ahead to the next part of the tutorial. All right, so to create a form, we go to the left side here, and we're gonna look for the form icon, which is the second one on the bottom. It says forms, so I'm gonna click on forms, and then we can click this away here, and then on the bottom, on the top right, you can click create form. And then you have some different form options here. What I'm going to show you how to do is create a simple inline form. You can give that form a name. Let's say, for example, you want to give away a lead magnet. Let's say you give away, let's say a YouTube checklist. That's something that I'm giving away on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to use that as an example. So I'm going to name that form YouTube checklist, so that I know that this is the form that I've put in on my website where I give away the YouTube checklist. Then again, we do an inline form, and the action when somebody enters their details into that form will be that that contact will be subscribed to our master contact list, which is our only email list. Something else that I want to do here is actually add a tag to everyone that signs up with that form. So I'm going to click on add an action here on the bottom, and I'm going to select add a tag. And then I'm going to type in lead magnet YouTube checklist. So that way I know that when a contact has that tag, then I know that this person went onto my email list because they downloaded or they requested my YouTube checklist. So I know that when I have content I want to send out about YouTube specifically, I can just filter my contacts with that tag, and then I don't bother anyone that isn't actually interested in that specific content. Okay, so I'm gonna click create, and that will take us to the builder where we can build our form. And I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. So you already have like an example form right here. This is kind of the canvas where you can build everything, where you can change everything, and you can use that as a basis and then kind of design it however you want to. But the first thing that we're gonna do now is go to the right side here and click on options. And then let's see what they give us here. So on submit, which means that if somebody submits their contact information, what should happen? So what happens now is that they will go to a default thank you page, which looks like this. So they will just get to the page, thanks for signing up, and that's it basically. And what I would actually recommend you do is to change that to a specific URL. So you can change the show thank you to open URL, and then you can type in any URL that you want to show up when somebody gives you their contact information. So this would be something, let's say I give away a YouTube checklist and then I send them directly to like a landing page or to a page on my website where there's like a video of me giving some more tips about YouTube, or like a story about me, so that I can start building that relationship and it doesn't just say thank you for signing up. So that's something you can think about, or you can use the simple thank you here, and you can also write something like check your inbox for the YouTube checklist, so that they know what they need to do now. But again, the prettier option would be to actually design a new website, or actually send them to like one of your YouTube videos or whatever you think is appropriate here. Okay, so I'm just going to type in Google, so there's something in here. Google. Okay. Now the next thing is the form action. We already said we want those people to get on our master contact list, so this is fine right here. I'm going to leave it like that. What we're going to do is actually click on the opt-in options on the right side, which is the little gear icon here on the right side, opt-in options. And what I do is I turn off the opt-in confirmation. And what that does is when somebody gives you their contact information and you have this opt-in confirmation in, then they will be sent an email where they need to again confirm that they actually want to be on your email list. And this is what this email will look like. So they will have to click on that button inside of that email so that you can actually start sending them emails through your automations. I usually turn that off, and I include in my first email that I'm going to send them anyway that they can unsubscribe at any point by just clicking on the link at the bottom of any email that I sent them. And there are some advantages if you have it turned on, like you filter out all the fake email addresses if you might get a lot of those, and you also only get the people that really want to be on your email list, and you might get a little bit less complaints. However, I think it works pretty well for me if I just turn that off. I think I get more leads. I don't miss any leads by having that turned on. And if somebody wants to opt out of my email list, they can just click the link on the bottom of their email. So I turn that off, but it's totally up to you, whatever you want to do. So I'm going to click save here. Then I'm going to go back to the right side. And that's actually everything that we have to change here. The tag, we already added the tag here, lead magnet YouTube checklist, so that's already in there, that's fine. So we can actually start to design our form. And you can design the form however you want to, however it makes sense for you. I'm just going to show you a little bit. I'm going to play around with it a little bit so that you can see how to change anything here. So on the right side, you have the options, style, and field. If you want to change a field or you want to add some fields, you can just drag any field that makes sense for you into the left side here. So if you want to ask for a phone number, just drag in the phone block here into your form. I'm just going to create a simple name email form, and I'm going to try to make it as minimalistic as possible because I want to have the design on my website and I want to have that form relatively minimalistic. So the first thing I want to do here is actually get rid of this branding on the bottom here. And the way I do that is by going to style and then scrolling down. You might not be able to see that because of my face here. So if you scroll down here, you see the AC branding, and you want to turn that off in order to get rid of this ActiveCampaign branding here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is actually delete the title and also delete the text here. And I'm going to change this field. I don't want to have the title full name, so what I can do is just delete this one, then it will get rid of it. And I just want to type in name. All right, and then for the what I also want to do is make that required. So I want to make sure if somebody doesn't type in a name, then it kind of says, gives them information that they need to enter a name, otherwise they can't sign up. So what you need to do here is, again, click on the field and then make sure to click to check that box here, required. So that people know they need to enter a name. And the email obviously is always required because that's how they can sign up. Okay, so the same thing I'm going to do with email. I'm going to delete the header here and just change that to email. All right. Now what I want to do is kind of center that text here and make everything a little bit bigger. That's something that is not very easy to do within this builder here. I don't know why they make it so hard, but you have to type in a little bit of HTML code. So the way you need to do that is, again, by going to Style and then scroll down, and then you have the custom CSS. And what you need to do here is click on the inspector. Maybe you don't see it again because of my face, I'm sorry. So I'm gonna drag it over. Okay, so again, on the right side, you click on Style, then go down, click on Inspector, and then click on whatever you want to change here. So I'm gonna click on this field where it says name, and then I'm gonna type in text, align, center, semicolon. And then it takes that text and puts it in the center. The same thing I'm gonna do with email. So I'm gonna again click on Inspector, then I'm gonna choose the email field here, and I'm gonna copy this code here, paste it down here, and then again the email will be in the middle. Then for the submit button, I want to make the width as wide as this form here. So what I'm going to do is, again, click on Inspector, choose the submit button here, and then I'm going to type in width 100%, and that should make it 100% wide. Now I want to just change the font size of, let's say, the submit button. So I click on this, I go to the right side again, go to Style, and then where it says submit, make sure you have the semicolon in here, and then you can click enter, and then text font size, I think it is, let's say 18 pixels. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, so now the submit sign is a little bit bigger. That's just how you can play around with it. I know that's kind of a pain to change it like that, but if you want to change like the colors, you can just go to Style, go to Text, and change the color text, or the background. You can make that green if you want to, and play around with it a little bit until it looks fine, until it fits well into your website. And if you do want to have some text on your form, and then you can just go to the fields and drag in the header into your form, and then you can change the text on the right side here. You can say something like, where can I send my YouTube checklist? And then maybe also change the text of the button, send it now, and you get how it works. Okay, so let's say we're happy now with our form and ready to put it on our website. So what we need to do is go to the top right here and click on Integrate. And now you have some different options how to integrate it to your website. What you can also do is just, if you want to send people a link to your form, you can just go to link here and then just copy that link and send it to them. But probably you're not going to use that because it looks like this and it's not really well designed. It's just our form. So if you want to put it on your website, you're going to click on the embed tab here, and you can either do a full embed or a simple embed. I think the difference is that if you do a full embed, then if you change something in ActiveCampaign in your form, then it won't change on your website. So I would recommend you actually use the simple embed and use that HTML code to actually put that on your website. I'm not going to cover how to put it on your website. There are plenty of tutorials about how to do that, and I assume that if you have a website, you already know how to embed an HTML code into your website. And once you have it embedded and somebody signs up with that form, then that person will be put on your email list. And if you do that, I would suggest that you do an exam or do a test. You just type in an email and a name and then check if it's actually on your email list. And that's actually it. That's how to create forms. We can just click save and exit. And now on the forms, we have our YouTube checklist form. So now I'm going to show you how to integrate your landing page provider with your ActiveCampaign account, so that if somebody signs up with their name and email address on your landing page, then they will end up on your contact list, on your email list within ActiveCampaign. And I don't know what landing page builder you have. I personally use ClickFunnels, so I'm going to show you how to do it with ClickFunnels. But you can probably do it the same way with your own landing page builder, the way I'm going to show you how. But if you want to have a step-by-step guide on how to do it with your specific landing page builder, I would suggest you just type in YouTube, integrate, let's say, Kartra with ActiveCampaign tutorial, something like that, and I'm sure something will come up. And if not, just contact the support of ActiveCampaign and you will find a way, I'm sure. So the way we do that is by going to settings on the bottom left here, and then we click on developer. Click on developer, and that's where we see our API access. So you have to give your landing page builder API access to ActiveCampaign. So now what we need to do is copy this URL here, the API URL, copy this one, and then go to your landing page builder. So for me, this would be ClickFunnels. This is my ClickFunnels account. So I'm going to go to account settings on the top right. And then I'm going to scroll down, and on the left side here, I have integrations. And there I can go to add new integration. And then I can choose ActiveCampaign. I'm just going to type in active here, and then it already comes up here. Then choose ActiveCampaign. And then we have to give it a name. So I'm just going to name it ActiveCampaign 2 because I already have an integration with ActiveCampaign. And then I'm going to paste the API URL in this field where it says API URL. Paste it in here. And then I'm also going to copy the API key. Copy this one. Then go back to your landing page builder and then paste that here. And then all I have to do is click add integration. And now you see it is added. I have now ActiveCampaign 2 and ActiveCampaign. So I'm going to delete this later again, but that's just to show you how this works. So now I created a simple example landing page here in ClickFunnels. And now on the landing page builder, I have to tell where that contact should go to when somebody signs up on that landing page. And on ClickFunnels, the way it works is you have to go to settings on the top here, and then you click on integrations. Then on the right side, there will pop up like a bar here where you can select the integration. So I can select GetResponse. I also have GetResponse integrated, but I'm going to choose ActiveCampaign. And then the action will be to add to a list. So I'm going to click add to a list. And then we will, ClickFunnels now sees all the lists inside of my ActiveCampaign account. So I'm going to choose the master contact list. And now you see it's connected. So when I click save now, then every contact that will sign up here, obviously this is not a finished landing page, but if it would be finished, then everybody that signs up here will be put on my email, on my master contact list within ActiveCampaign. So again, that's an easy way to integrate your landing page builder with ActiveCampaign. It's just give your landing page builder API access to ActiveCampaign. And again, the ActiveCampaign probably has some tutorials how to do it with your specific landing page builder. And I'm sure you'll find something online where you see exactly how it works step by step. Okay, so now we have set up our form or have integrated our landing page builder that people can use to sign up for our email list, to sign up for our email newsletter. And what we want to do now is actually create an email automation sequence that triggers every time somebody signs up for our email list. So what most people do is they give something away for free in order to get people to sign up for their email list. And most people give away like a digital product, like a PDF document of a checklist, an ebook, or a video course, something like that. And that gets people to sign up for their email newsletter. So what we want to build now is an automated sequence so that when somebody signs up, it will automatically send them an email, giving them all the information they need, giving them the lead magnet that they asked for. And then I'm also going to show you how to build that thing further so that you can have follow-up emails like every other day or so for however long you want to, and keep marketing to them or keep telling them about your product, your company, or yourself, whatever your business is about. So I'm going to focus more on how to build that automation sequence within ActiveCampaign and not so much on the content of your emails, because that's really specific and individual to your company and to your business. So I'm just going to show you how to build the automation within ActiveCampaign so that you have a basis that you can build off of for your specific business. Okay, so to start building our automation, we're going to go to the left side here on this little gear icon with the arrow round about it, and it says automations. So we're going to click on automations, and I already have one in here, but we're going to build one from scratch. So to build one from scratch, we're going to go to the top right here and click on create an automation. And then you have some different example automations that you could use as a basis, but I'm going to show you how to build one from scratch. So we're going to choose start from scratch here. Then click continue. And that will open up our canvas to build our automation. It automatically opens a window where we need to define the start point of our automation. So what will trigger that automation? And for us, it will trigger if somebody subscribes to our email list, it will be triggered. So we're going to choose the first one here, subscribes to a list. I'm going to click that, click continue. And then we have to decide what list we want to trigger that automation from. And we only have one list right now, so we could choose master contact list. If you have many lists, then choose the right list that you want to use this for, or any list. If for every list you want to have the same automation, then just choose any lists. But for now, we're going to choose master contact list, run only once. And I'm not going to segment the contacts entering this automation. We're going to click start. Okay, so then we're going to close this up real quick, and this is what our canvas looks like. So it's like a visual automation sequence that you can build here. It's very you can really see how it looks because it's all visually, which is a big help to kind of keep the overview of your automations. So here we have the first block. It says contact subscribes to master contact list. Now, what I usually do is I tag the people entering a specific automation. So I have many automations for different topics. So now in this video, I have made an example with giving away a YouTube checklist for people that want to grow their YouTube channel. So what I want to make this automation about is YouTube. So people are interested in YouTube. So what I'm doing is that everybody that gets on this automation, I will give them a tag that they are interested in YouTube, so that when at some point I want to send out an email for people that are interested in YouTube, then I can just filter by that tag, and then only the people that are interested in this topic will get that email. I already have tagged them by the lead magnet that they have downloaded. So I usually tag them by lead magnet and also by interest. So the first thing that we'll do when somebody gets on that list, we'll do the tag. So we'll click on the plus sign here, and then we can add an action. And there are different things, there are a lot of things here within ActiveCampaign that you can do. And what we want to do now is we want to go to contacts, and then we're going to look for add a tag. I'm going to choose add a tag, and then I will define a new tag that I will add to those people. I'm just going to name it interest because that's an interest tag, and then I'm going to say YouTube so that I know that those people are interested in YouTube. Okay, so going to click save, and then we have our first block after somebody signs up for our master contact list. Then the second thing, like I said, people that will subscribe to that list will want to have that checklist. So we're going to create an email now giving them the checklist that they asked for and also welcoming them to our email list. So we're going to click on the plus sign to move further in our automation, and then we're going to click on sending options, and then we have the option to send them an email, to send them an SMS, like a text message. If they have given us their phone number, you can do that as well within ActiveCampaign, but for now we're going to stick to email, so I'm going to choose send an email. Then I don't have any emails saved yet in my new ActiveCampaign account, so we're going to create a new email that we're going to send out to our new subscribers. So send an email, we're going to click on create an email. Okay, so what's the name of that email? Then again, choose a name that makes sense for your specific situation. I'm just going to use welcome email :YouTube, so that I know that this is the first email that they will be getting, and it's also for the people that are interested in YouTube. Okay, welcome email YouTube, create. That's the name is only for you to see. That's not something that they will see. It's just so that you remember what that email is about. Okay, so again here you have some different templates that you can use that kind of look like newsletters, like promotional emails, and you can try to use them. The problem with them mostly is that they are likely to go to the spam folder instead of the inbox because they have a lot of graphics in them, and that's mostly emails that big companies send out to people, and they will go to spam a lot. So what I tend to do is just do simple text emails that kind of look personal and looks like just a regular person would email them. So what I do is I just build them from scratch. So I'm going to click on build from scratch on the top left corner here. Then you get some different template options that you can choose. And what I would suggest you do is just choose the newsletter option on the left side here. If you choose the text only option, you can only really use text and you can't even insert links. So probably most of you will need to insert a link to your lead magnet. So you're probably going to want to use the newsletter option here on the left side. So I'm going to choose the newsletter, click OK, and then we can define our sender details. Now this right here is what people will see in the from section. So from who they got this email. And I usually just do my first name or my full name here. And then this is the email that will be seen by the people from whom they got that email. So this right here will be the email that you have signed up with for ActiveCampaign. And if that's like a Gmail address or a Hotmail or AOL or whatever, then you want to change that to your branded email address. So I assume you already have a domain name and a branded email address that you can use here. And I would highly suggest you actually use one because it looks more professional for your business. And so with ActiveCampaign, it's pretty special that you don't even have to confirm your branded email address with ActiveCampaign. You can just type in anything here. So I could just type in simon@google.com and it would be displayed as simon@google.com. But so that makes it very easy to use ActiveCampaign. So I, for example, I'm using the domain learnpassiveincome.com. So I'm going to use this one, simon@learnpassiveincome.com, and then it will be displayed as simon@learnpassiveincome.com. to the people that get that email. It will actually be something like simon@learnpassiveincome.com by the ActiveCampaign server, but it really doesn't matter. So just type in the email address that you want to use here. And also, if you want to change the email address that the replies will go to, if somebody replies to your email, we will also go to this email address. And if you want to change that, then click on this little arrow sign here and then change the email address here. But I'm going to use the same one here, and that's fine. Now, the email subject, obviously, you know what the email subject is. It's just the first thing that people see, the title of the email. And obviously, you want to choose something that makes them, tells them, if it's like the first email, then people are actually actively going into their inbox looking for your email. So make it something like, welcome, here's your free, or here's your YouTube checklist. Just so they know, okay, that's just what I have requested, so that's the right email. Okay, then I'm gonna click continue. And now we get into the email builder of ActiveCampaign. And there's like a example email that you can build off of. And I'm just gonna show you real quick how to use this stuff. It's just basically the same thing as when you use the form builder. You can just drag different things from the right side into your canvas here. So if you wanna have a new text block, just drag it in and and you can start typing basically. And you can also align your email on the left side here, which is what I usually do because it looks more like a regular email. If it's like in the middle, then it's kind of not as when somebody just writes you a regular email. So I'm just going to delete the picture here. And I'm also going to delete the spaces on the top here, like this. And also the text block. Okay. So what I usually use is I'm going to use the font size 14, so it's a little bit bigger, and then you can start writing your email. So I'm just going to write something real quick so we have an example. Like normally, obviously, you want to spend some more time on creating your emails, but this is more so that you understand how to use the ActiveCampaign. So I'm just going to write something real quick. All right, so I've just written something real quick, thanking them for signing up for my email newsletter. Here's the checklist you requested. Then we're gonna make a link so they can click on it and then download that YouTube checklist. And the way I do it usually is I just upload that PDF document to my Dropbox, and then I'm gonna create a Dropbox link to that checklist, to that PDF document, and then I'm gonna link it to my email. So if you wanna link something in your email, just highlight the hyperlink that should become a hyperlink, then click on this link icon here, and then just paste your link to your document in here. So you can put it on Google Drive, on Dropbox, whatever you want to. I'm just gonna type in an example here so that you see that it will become a hyperlink. I'm gonna click on OK. What I could also do here is actually add a tag so that when somebody clicks that link, the tag will be added. So I could something like this: downloaded YouTube checklist, so that whenever somebody downloads that, when somebody clicks on it, it will give them the tag download YouTube checklist. But that's up to you if you want to do that. Okay, so now you see that it has become a hyperlink. Okay, so something else you can do here is actually add your social links. So on the right side here, let me drag that over. Okay, here. So on this right side here, you have some different things you can just drag in, and the social links are just links to your Facebook, to your Instagram, or whatever. So you can drag that in here. Let's do it under our text right here, and then we can just enter the links to our social media accounts. So let's say I want to do Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. That's it. So I'm going to turn off all the other ones, and then I'm going to click next. Okay, so then on this block, you're going to see the links to your social accounts. And what I also would suggest you do is you save those blocks that you're going to use often, your form, because you're going to have the same font, you're going to have the same font size and everything in every email. You can save those blocks so that you don't have to create them new every time. So the way we do that is by clicking on the gear icon here on the right side, and then we're going to click on Save to Content Library. We're can give that a name, text template 1. Going to save that, and also the social links, I'm going to save that as well. Save to Content Library, social links 1. And then whenever I want to use them again, I can go to the right side here and click on and drag the social links over. So it's a lot quicker when you create new emails. I also have like one that I've created before here, photo of myself, so I can drag that down here if I want to. So I have inserted a photo of myself if I want to include that in my emails, just as an example here. So just play around with the email editor. It's very easy to use. You can pretty much change everything like any other email editor, basically. Okay, so now when we are finished with our email, we can then go ahead and click on Next. And then it will open up some more options for us. So again, we can change the subject if we want to here. Then we also have the option to change the pre-header text. That's like a preview of the content of the email that people see in their email provider. And you have the possibility to change that if you want to. If you want to make them a little bit more curious what the email is about so that they actually click on the email, then you can change it here. But I mostly just leave it as it is. Then the from email, we already changed that. The reply email is fine as well. Message name, that's just for me. And then obviously you have to give the address at the bottom of every email, along with the one click unsubscribe button that you can't really change. That has to be there in every email. Then I would suggest you just leave this option on so that you actually can track how many people open your email and how many people click on your emails. Because that way you can see what emails will work well and what emails will not work so well. If you have a low open rate, you want to change the title, like your subject, a little bit. And if you don't get a lot of link clicks, then maybe you need to make the link more prominent or get them, entice them a little bit to actually click the link. So make sure those are turned on so that you actually get that information. And you can do reply tracking or Google Analytics if you want. I just usually keep that off. And what I also would suggest you do is do a test email. Just send a test email to your Gmail account or whatever you're using so that you see that the email looks good, that it will actually go to the inbox. And you can then make some changes if it doesn't look like you want it to look. You can also do some previews here, how it will look like on a desktop version. So that looks fine to me. So let's close it up. And then what ActiveCampaign provides you with is that spam checker. So they will scan your email from some trigger words, like if you use like discount or free or just all those promotional words that people use in spam emails. If you have too many of them, then it will say that this email will probably go in the spam folder. So you might want to go back to your email and change some things up so that you actually pass that spam test. That's a very handy option to have here. Okay, so now when we're finished, we're going to click on Finish on the top right. And that way we have created our first email. So now we are still here where we need to select the email that we want to put here. So now we select the welcome email YouTube and click Save. Okay, so now our automation is built a little bit further. So the first thing that happens is we give them a tag and then we send out the first email where we give them what they requested. Now the second thing I want to do is actually let the automation check if they actually opened the email or if they clicked on any links, so that I can, based on that information, I'm gonna work further in my automation. So what I want to do is, if somebody doesn't open that email, then I want to give them like a second chance to see that email. So if they within 2 days are not opening that email, I want to send them the same email again, giving them a lead magnet but with a different title. So maybe that first title just didn't work, the first subject line didn't work, so I'm gonna send them a second one. And that's what I'm gonna build here in that automation. I'm gonna show you how to do that now. So after that, we're gonna click on plus sign, and then I'm going to click on conditions and workflow. Then we're going to use the wait block, and we're going to click on wait until specific conditions are met. And that's where ActiveCampaign is really powerful. You have a lot of possibilities what you can choose here. So what I want to choose is the actions, and then I'm going to choose has opened, and I'm going to choose the email that I've created here. So welcome email YouTube is the one that we've created just now. And as some email providers, they actually block softwares like ActiveCampaign from tracking if somebody opens the email, I'm also going to use has clicked the link. So the link click should always be tracked. I think a lot of providers, they can't block the link tracking. So I'm always using either has opened or has clicked the link. So make sure you change this from and to or, and then click on actions again, has clicked on the link, and then choose the right email, which is the welcome email YouTube, and then any link. And that's already it. We're going to click on save. And like I said, I want to do that for 2 days. So we're going to set the time limit for up to 2 days. Okay, so it gives them now time. It gives them 2 days to actually open that email up. And if they haven't opened that email up, they will get the same email again with a different subject after 2 days. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check if they have opened. So I'm going to use, again, I'm going to click on conditions and workflow, and then I'm going to use an if-else block. Click on if-else, and then again, select the condition. It's the same thing as before, actions, has opened, choose the right email. Then again, I'm using the has clicked again, just to make sure that it works. Actions has clicked on the link. Welcome email YouTube has clicked on any link. Okay, so click add. And then you see you will have 2 different paths that people can go now. The people that actually have clicked or opened within 2 days will go to the yes column here, and the ones that haven't will go to the no column. And like I said, the ones that go to the no column, I will send them another email. So the way I do that is by clicking on the plus sign here, and then go to sending options, send an email. And like I said, I want to send the same email again, but with a different subject. So that's the right email, welcome email YouTube. But so I can change the subject up, I have to go to the arrow here and then click on copy and edit. Okay, so now you see it's a copy. So I can actually change things inside of that email without changing things on the first email that I've sent out. So I'm just gonna go here I'm just gonna go to the gear icon on the top right here, and I'm gonna change the subject up. So I'm gonna write something like, here's what you requested, and then something like brackets download. Maybe that will get them to click, or maybe they haven't seen the first email and that will get them a new email in the inbox and they will see it again. That's just mostly like 10% or something will open the second email but will not open the first email. So you can actually reactivate some of those subscribers. Click on close because the content is exactly the same. Gonna click on next on the top here. I'm gonna leave all that as it is. Gonna click on finish. And that's it. So now after 2 days, when they haven't clicked anything, they will get the same email again with a different subject. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to check again if they have opened any of those first 2 emails, or if they have clicked any link of those first 2 emails. So again, I'm going to click on the plus sign here. Gonna say wait, so they get another 2 days now. Wait for until specific conditions are met. Click OK, and then again I have to define the conditions here. So now I have I want to check 2 emails. So have they opened any of the first 2 emails? So click on actions, has opened, then it's the first one, welcome email YouTube, or actions, has clicked on a link, welcome email YouTube, where is it? This one. And then again, I want to do the same thing for the second email. Okay, so actions has opened, then welcome email YouTube copy, and then also the same thing with the link, actions has clicked on a link, welcome email YouTube copy, any link. Okay, so again, the reason why we do opened and link is because some email providers are blocking the information if they have opened it. So maybe it tells ActiveCampaign that the email hasn't been opened, but it actually has been opened. So we're going to use the link tracking as well to kind of combat that. Okay, so now we're going to click on save. This will be a little bit of a larger block here. And again, I'm going to give them 2 days to open that second email. 2 days, save. Okay. Okay, so from here, there are 2 ways you can go. So you can either just throw everybody out from your list that haven't been opening any of your first 2 emails within those 4 days, or you can just keep them in your automation. What I usually do is I just keep them in my automation because I do a clean of my list all like couple of months anyway, so I'm not too worried about having inactive contacts on my list. And you want to do either of those 2, because if you have too many inactive contacts on your list, your open rate will drop to a very low percentage, and that will tell email providers like Gmail and AOL that your emails are probably spam because many people don't open that email. So they will not show the email to the people that are active anymore. So that hurts your open rate. So make sure you either do that sequence and throw out the inactive ones, or just every 2 months or 3 months, just clean your list by just throwing out all the inactive contacts that haven't been opening any of your emails for the last couple of months. Okay, so what I'm going to do with those, no matter what happens, is I'm going to send them down the next couple of emails that I'm going to send them. So I'm going to click on the plus sign here. Then I'm going to choose sending options. Where is it? Go to. So I'm going to go to another action. Click on this one. And then I'm going to drag this up here. So we haven't created anything on the left side here for the people that actually have opened the first email. So we're going to continue on the workflow by sending them more emails. So what people usually do is they send the first email, giving them the lead magnet saying hello, and then they have some follow-up emails, giving them some more information, some more value, maybe sending them some more information about their company, and then eventually they will pitch a product to them. So let's say if I had a YouTube course right now, I could give them my YouTube checklist, and then I could give them some more tips in my emails. Let's say 5 to 7 more emails where I give some free content, send them to my YouTube videos, and then eventually let them know that I do have a paid YouTube course that they could purchase if they wanted to. I don't have one right now, but that's probably what I would do if I would have a YouTube course. So what we do here is, my plan is to send 1 email per day. And so I'm going to click on the plus here. Then I'm going to go to sending options, send another email, and then we're going to create a new email. So you already know how to create a new email. Just click on create a new email here and then create your email. So let's say I have created that new email now, and I'm going to choose it. So let's say it's this one. Obviously, that's an email that we already used here, but just for the sake of this tutorial, to make this a little bit more quicker here, and we're just going to use this email. Click save. And then I have the new email that will be sent. Actually, I forgot something now. So now that email would be automatically sent as soon as somebody opens that email. And that's not what I want to do. I actually want to wait 1 day until they get that second email. So what I want to do is, before they get the second email, I want them to wait at least a day. So I'm going to go back here to the plus right here. And then I'm going to go to conditions and workflow, click on wait, then wait for a specific period of time. Then I'm going to click on 1 day. And then what's also very powerful in ActiveCampaign is that you can actually say, okay, I only want to send them emails on weekdays and not on weekends, or I only want to send them emails at, let's say, at 10 p.m. because that's a very good time to send emails so that more people see it. And we also want to use that option. So they will wait at least a day, and then they will also wait until it's 10 a.m. and a weekday, so that my open rates will be higher as well. So I'm going to click on the plus sign here between wait and the email that I'm sending, and then I'm going to click on wait again, and then on wait until specific conditions are met. So we're going to select the condition, date and time, and then I want to have the current day of the week, contact's time zone is, and then I'm going to choose weekday, because most people on the weekends, they're not reading emails, and I want them to actually read my emails, so I'm going to try to send them to them only on weekdays. And I'm going to send another condition here to actually send it at 10 a.m. So here I'm going to use the and, select the condition, date and time, current time, contact's time zone is 10 a.m. All right, click save. No time limit, save. Okay, so now what's going to happen is people get onto our contact list. They're going to get the tag YouTube. The welcome email will be sent out. It will check if the people open the email. If not, they will get the second email with a different title, which is actually the same as the first one. And then the people that click on any of those emails or open them, they will go down the further automation where they wait a day, and then if it's a weekday and 10 a.m., they will get the next email. And again, here on the second column here, I can now go to another action to that left column here. So even if they do open the second welcome email or don't, they will still go down the further automation on the left side. And here's where I would just keep doing the same thing over and over again. So I would just, after that email, wait another day, wait until it's a weekday and 10 a.m. again, send them another email, and then keep building that up until I have my full automation sequence. So to make it a little bit quicker, you can just drag your blocks that you're going to use again down here to the next plus. And then I'm going to click on copy single action and stay at their current position. And then you have just the same block down here. And I'm going to use that for this as well. Copy single action, stay at their current position. So now after that email, it waits again a day and for a weekday at 10 a.m. So I can just send another email. Sending options, send an email, and just choose. Obviously, you want to create a new email here. And then it sends the second email. If you want, you can also wait 2 days. So you could change this one to 2 days here. If you don't want to send so many emails, if you want to drag that out over a period of a month and you want to send every 2 or 3 days, you can also do that here. That's really up to you and what kind of customers you actually have. And that's the basics on how to build an automation sequence within ActiveCampaign. This is a very small percentage of what you can do here, what I've just showed you. That's mostly how I start my automation sequences. I just send them a second welcome email for the people that haven't opened, and then I just go through with just waiting a day, sending them another email, and that's like the basics. And when I want to do something special, then you can do everything within here. You can send them also text messages and all that kind of stuff. Again, make sure if you don't know how to do something, just contact support and they will actually create a short tutorial for you how to do exactly what you want to do inside of your account. So again, that's just an example. You don't have to build it the same way I did. That's just to give you a feel on how to use that automation builder. I think it's very awesome. You can do a lot of things with it. So I like it a lot. All right, so what I'm going to show you how to do now is how to send like an individual one-time email to your email subscribers, which is like called a newsletter. So let's say you have a blog and you have a new blog post and you want to share that with your audience or you have a course launch or a new YouTube video, and you just want to let your people know about that thing, then we're not going to use an automation here. We're going to use the campaign tool within ActiveCampaign. So we're going to go to the left side and click on campaigns. And then we're going to create a new campaign. So click create a campaign. We're going to give that campaign a name. So let's say I have a new blog post and I want to share that. So I'm just going to name it blog post July. And depending on how complex that campaign will be, you want to choose one of those options here. So I'm just going to use the standard one because it's just a one-time email that I want to send either right now or in a couple of days. You can also do like an automated sequence, which is a little bit more complex, but for now we're going to stick by the standard one-time campaign. Then we're going to click on next. Choose the list that you want to send that campaign to. Click next. And then again, we see some different templates that we could use, but again, I'm going to start from scratch and again, choose the newsletter option as a template. Here as a subject, let's say what I've been up to recently. Obviously, you want to make a little bit more a title that makes people a little bit more curious than this, but just as an example, I'm going to use this one here. Click continue. And then again, we see the same template that we've seen before in our automation tool. What we can do now is we can actually use those saved blocks that we have created before in our welcome email. So if you go to saved on the right side here, you have those saved blocks. So let's say I want to have the same format of text. I'm going to drag the text example in here. And I also want to have a picture of myself at the bottom. I'm going to drag that in here. And also my social links at the bottom. Also drag that in here, check if everything's okay. Looks fine, click save. And then I'm going to delete everything that I don't need. So delete this here. And I'm going to delete the picture. And also that at the bottom. Again, that at the bottom, that unsubscribe link, you can change that one. That has to be there. And there will also be your address there. And also I want to align it to the left side. I always do it like that. And obviously you want to change the text here to whatever is relevant to your email there. So let's say I have a new blog post, just as an example. And then obviously send them the link to the blog post. So again, link, highlight it, click on link, and then insert your blog post link in here. And then this will become a hyperlink where people can click on and get to your blog post. All right. Then let's say we're finished. So we're going to click on next. Here, it's the same thing again, like in the automation tool. You have the subject that you can revisit once again, the pre-header text if you want to change that, the email from and to, the list that you're sending this to, your address, and again, the tracking options. Then the schedule, so you could either send the email right away or you can schedule it. So if you want to schedule it, let's say I want to send that tomorrow, tomorrow at 10 a.m. Just going to change that at 10, and then I have to select this one to on, and then it will be sent at 10 a.m. the next day. I can again send a test email, which is always something I recommend, and also do a preview here and spam check passed, which is always good. And then I'm basically ready. Click finish. And now my campaign has been scheduled, and tomorrow at 10 a.m. This email will go out to everybody that is on my email list. So I hope this video helped you getting started with ActiveCampaign, and if it did, I'd really appreciate if you'd go down and give this video a thumbs up, because it really helps out my channel. Also, leave me a comment down below if you have any questions at all, and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. If you want to see more tutorials from me about email marketing, about affiliate marketing, or online marketing in general, just make sure to subscribe to the channel and also hit the little notification bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss any new videos that I put out. With that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.